Hi Cross Stitch World, I'm Tracy, the Fresh Coast Stitcher, and today is Friday, May 1st, so happy May. I can't believe it's May already. It seems like it was just April. Well, yesterday was April, but I mean, it seems like we were just starting April. But I'm super excited for this video this week. I have so much to show you guys, so we're just gonna jump right in. I had 3 finishes this week. 2 are fully finished. So let's start with those. So I stitched, well, let me back up. Many designers have released free charts to under the hashtag Stitch and Be Well, I think. And like I said, they're free for people to download and stitch during the COVID situation. So I decided to stitch the Hamsa hand by Michelle Bendy Stitchy Designs, and I think I'm saying that right, Hamsa hand. But so this is stitched on some fabric that I'm not even sure that it's cross stitch fabric. There's little, I don't know if you can see, little teeny tiny holes. It was a pain in the butt to stitch this, but I love how it turned out. So I used not the called for colors. In fact, I changed them quite a bit. I had acquired a giant bag of floss from my great aunt through my mom. And none of it is DMC. It's all like kinds of floss that I've never heard of before. So I picked colors from that. Whoops, throwing it. To stitch this. And then I made it into a pillow. And we're not going to talk about my seams or anything like that. I'm not even going to show you. They're pretty bad. But it was my first time making anything into a pillow, and my husband dyed this fabric. I don't remember if I said that already or not, but I was really impressed with how this turned out. I really love it, even though it looks kind of janky a little bit because it was my first time and my corners are still punched in and it's not, you know, but I think it gives it character. So after COVID's over, I hope that my mom can teach me how to do this properly. But so there's that. That was one of my finishes. One of my fully finishes. My second fully finish was camping at the mountains, and here it is. So I love this. I am so in love with this. If you guys remember when I first started stitching it, I hated it. It was all that yellow and orange at the top, but I absolutely love this. I couldn't put it down until it was finished. So I finished it, well, Hamsa hand kind of got in the way. I did put it down for that. I finished this on Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Wednesday. And I finished it in this hoop, obviously. I did I watched a tutorial by, now I don't remember who it was by. I'll link it below on how to finish these in the hoop. And then Kelly had these 2 oars that he glued on there. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. And my last one is just a finish. I forgot. Funny story on this. So do you guys remember last week I had said that I ran out of this yellow color? And then as I was stitching, I also ran out of this orange, which is here and then also on the tent. And so 1, 2, 3 Stitch was completely out of the yellow. I think it's 972. But I was going to order more of the orange, 608 is what that one was. And put it in my cart and everything and figured it'd be a couple weeks before it got here. And then I thought, you know, I'm going to look again in some of my other projects that are started to see if I can find those because I really wanted to finish it. And I found the yellow, the 972, was in my temperature chart, and I don't know how I didn't know it was there. I could have swore I had looked there before for it and I just didn't see it. So I found that there, and then I went back to my stash and lo and behold, there's 608. So I was able to finish it. But so that's the story on that. My last finish is the Grand Rapids Skyline. So I was waiting for my 1, 2, 3 Stitch order to come in so I could finish the purple down in here and in the letters, and it did, and I finished it. So I'm gonna put this in a frame, so I have to wait until I can go somewhere and buy a frame, but all done. All done. So those are my finishes. And I got curious, so I went and I looked, and I've had more finishes and more starts this year than I have my entire stitching career. Because if you guys remember, I've said this a million times, so I'll make it quick. But I was a monogamous stitcher up until recently. And I always did really big projects. I like to be challenged, and I did really big projects. So they would take, like, one that I did took 10 years for me to stitch. So I probably, up until the last couple months, had only finished maybe 6 projects my entire life, because they're big, and that's how it is. My cheeks look really red today. I don't know why. I was out in the sun, maybe that's why. Okay. Oh, whole point. I've had 10 finishes this year, you guys. 10 finishes. And I've had 15 starts. So some of the finishes were started in 2019. But yeah, like Grand Rapids Skyline and Camping at the Mountains were both started. One was started December 5th and one December 6th. And I don't remember which order it was in, but so yeah. So I really only have one whip to show you, because here's what happened. Remember last week I spun on the Tiny Decisions wheel garden charm? I got so wrapped up in Hamsa hand and Camping at the Mountains that I never touched it. So I don't have that to show you, but I do have my temperature chart, because it's May 1st and I'm showing you that at the beginning of every month, and it is up to date, because that is one thing I've been really good at, is stitching every night on this. So there we go, up to date as of last night. And I'm really starting to like all the different colors. You can see the ones with greens and the reds are warmer days. So pretty soon it's going to be all those, and we're going to be out of those blues, which will be nice. Although I know by heart some of those, because we had so many of those days. So I guess I'm just gonna jump right into plans, since that's really the only whip I have to show you. So my plans for this week is, it's May, so we're into MAYNIA, and I'm not doing anything too overly exciting for MAYNIA like some of you crazy people are doing. I say that with much love, because I'm looking forward to seeing all of your craziness. It's going to be amazing. But I finally got my 1-2-3 stitch order from like 2 weeks ago in the mail. And so now I can start seeking refuge. So I had bought this a couple weeks ago, and I've been waiting for the fabric and some of the floss to stitch this. So I'm going to start this today on May 1st. I'm not really counting it as a MAYNIA start, because remember, my MAYNIA plans are to do the kits that I have, the 4 kits, and to start Mary Needleworker, if that ever shows up. But I got the fabric. So here's the fabric. It's not the called for, because they were all out of the called for, which is fine, because I really like this. This is 40 count light mocha Newcastle linen, and it's beautiful. That's exactly what it looks like. And this will be my first time stitching on 40 count, so that'll be interesting. But I think it'll be fun, and so I'm going to start that later today. And then my MAYNIA plans are to start one of those kits that I told you I have every Saturday in May. So there's 5 Saturdays and I have 4 kits. So the other Saturday will be my Mary Needleworker start, whenever that shows up. But tomorrow I'm going to start Walking to Town, which is from a Dimensions kit, and this is what it looks like. And remember, I told you I've had all 4 of the kits that I'm going to be showing you over the next month for years, several years. And they just have really intimidated me, and so that's why I haven't started them. And so here we go. I'm just going to do it and jump in. All of those stars in the sky, so this is stitched on a navy blue fabric that came with the kit, and all of those stars in the sky are French knots. When I stitched Nautical Light, that had a lot of French knots on it, and I watched a tutorial and learned a really easy way to do them. So I don't think it'll be too bad, but that's a lot of French knots, you guys. But so that's going to be my start for tomorrow morning, while I am waiting for a video to upload, watching Harry Potter. So Seeking Refuge today, Dimensions kit tomorrow, walking to town, and then the May portion of the Linen and Threads friendship sampler, family and what's it called, friends and family, for the mystery stitch along dropped. So I'm going to show you on my iPad. This, the darker color is the May drop, so it's not overly big. And this is where I am at now. I'm up to date with it. It's all stitched in that same color that right now I don't remember what it is. I want to say 924, but that might not be right. So this is what I'm going to work on probably Sunday and Monday, depending on how long it takes for me to stitch the May part. It's supposed to be really nice this weekend, so I'm probably going to be outside quite a bit, so I don't know how much stitching is going to get done. But, you know, I've been really on the ball today. I got up, I exercised, so I exercised one day in a row this week, today. And I even ironed, I cleaned the house, I ironed all of the pieces that I'm showing you, and as I was ironing, I realized, see, I use ink or fabric pen to make grid lines on some of my projects. And I hope that by ironing this, I didn't set that ink in, because they come out with cold water. I might actually, later today, my nose itches, I might see if they still come out before I get too far. That would really be a bummer. But yeah, so hopefully that didn't happen. But I was really impressed with myself that I actually ironed everything. So then, after I get that done, I'm going to work on Garden Charm, since I didn't last week, like I said I was going to. So just a reminder, this is Garden Charm. I'll show it to you again, even though I didn't touch it. And I ironed this one too, and again, I hope I didn't set the ink. This is how far I am. It looks the same as it did last week, but some of you might be new. And by the way, if you are new, thank you. I've had a lot of new subscribers recently. So thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who keeps coming back for more. And keep commenting and all that, because I really, really enjoy your comments. I don't reply to all of them. Sometimes I do a really good job and sometimes I don't, but I read all of them and I enjoy all of them, and I put a heart next to everyone that I read, so that you, my goodness, so that you know that I read it. So I just really love that interaction. I don't want you to think that I don't read them. I do. But yeah, so this is how far I was last week and this week. So I'll work on that once I'm done with the other things. So we're going to move on to haul, since all the stuff came in for the most part. The only thing I'm still missing is the pattern and fabric for Mary Mary Needleworker. And that is supposed to ship on the 5th. So I think that's Tuesday. They keep pushing the date out, but it'll come eventually. So my husband dyed this piece of Aida for me. Let's see which side I want to show you. One side's a lot darker than the other. Didn't he do a good job? I showed him a marker, they got a Crayola marker, this color, and said, I want the fabric to be this color. And he made it happen with Rit dye. It's amazing. So what I'm going to stitch on this is another one of those Be Well and Stitch. My allergies are really bad, you guys. Sorry about the nose itching. Whoops. Darn it all. Okay. This is another Be Well and Stitch pattern that I'm going to stitch on that blue fabric. I think that will look really cool. If I can hold both, I'll try to show you without the glare. See, I think that'll look really cool. And I will change probably all the colors. I'll probably pull from that stash from my aunt again. And I'm going to leave the words off because I don't feel like I need a reminder of COVID. We're never going to forget this. But I really love the bird and the branch. So, and I'll probably make that into another pillow. Hopefully maybe I'll find a pillow tutorial so I do a better job. But, so that wasn't really haul, but I had that piece of Aida and I wanted it that color, and my amazing husband Kelly made it that way. And another thing I did, so I don't have a picture to show you, but you've all seen Mary Needleworker, I'm sure. And I think it's all in Weeks Dye Works. I'm a DMC girl. I've never used Fancy Floss before, mostly because of the cost, and I just didn't feel it was necessary. However, I really like the way the skirt looks on Mary Needleworker with the variegation. And so I broke down and bought 3 skeins of Seafoam from Weeks Dye Works. Hopefully you can see it okay. So I'm pretty excited to use this. It is so pretty. It's so pretty. So yeah, once Mary comes in, I'm gonna be playing with that. So that's exciting. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, this is so exciting. I've been trying to collect all of the Magical Mystery Tour patterns by Blackbird Designs. A couple of them were last minute quick buys because I don't know how it works necessarily with patterns going in and out of print, but I did know that 2 of these, A Long and Winding Road and Eleanor Rigby, were no longer available on 1-2-3-Stitch. And when I went out to Etsy, I could only find 1 or 2 of them, and they were already in like 4 or 5 people's carts. So I swiped them quick so that I didn't have to deal with trying to find them out of print if that's what was happening. So if you had it in your cart and I swiped it from you, I'm really sorry. Kind of sorry, not sorry, because I'm really happy that I have them. But so some of these I already had. Some of them just came in yesterday, but I'm just going to show them all to you because I'm so excited. So this is the first, Eleanor Rigby. And it actually, this is one of the ones that I just got yesterday. It has 2 colorways. I didn't realize that before. This one I think is meant to be a burst sampler, maybe. But I'm probably going to do it in this colorway. But I thought it was interesting that there were just 2. And then the second one, and one of my favorite ones, Strawberry Fields Forever. I absolutely adore this. It's so amazing. And that was one that came in yesterday too. Hopefully this one's still in the package, so hopefully it doesn't glitter too much. The third one is Blackbird. This one I've had for a little bit. And I'm probably gonna finish all of these in frames or hoops, depending on the shape, because I want to hang them all on a wall together. So I'm probably not gonna make that into a pillow like it shows. The fourth one is Octopus's Garden, and this one I've had for a little while too. And every time that I hear Octopus's Garden, I hear the song in my head. I'm not going to sing it for you because I have a horrible singing voice. The fifth, and another one that it came in yesterday, is Yellow Submarine. Yay! I love this. Look at that. Look at that. So amazing. It's going to be so much fun to stitch. Not that I have no idea when I'm going to stitch these. And the last one is Long and Winding Road. And this one I've had for a little bit. This was one of the ones that was quickly disappearing. And I'm not going to do that shaker box. That shaker box, you guys, is expensive. They're all handmade to order, I think, and it's expensive. So I'm probably going to finish that in a hoop. But yeah, so that's all of my haul. This video went quick. I thought it would be a lot longer, but that's okay. It's a beautiful day outside. We had a couple of really nice days, and then it got cold and rainy for a couple days, and now I bet it's 70 degrees outside. I'd look, but It's in my phone that I'm recording on right now. And it's supposed to be beautiful all weekend, and then get a little bit chillier again next week, which is fine because I have to work. So yeah, I guess that's it. Seems like there's something else I was going to tell you guys. No, I don't remember what it was. Must not have been too important, right? It's not on my notes. I went through everything on my notes. Oh well. I guess I'm gonna let you guys go. So enjoy your MAYNIA plans, and I can't wait to see what they all are. Have a fantastic weekend, a great stitchy week. Keep it fresh, wash your hands, do all the things you're supposed to do. I love you guys.